Alrighty, day 5, part 1. So a few things have actually happened before day 5. So some happened over the weekend. I hired operations manager that I was talking about. He was really good, awesome conversation, and I think we're going to work really well together. A lot of my strengths are in creating ideas and in sales teams and hiring and recruiting sales and generating leads and such like that.
This is The Sales Game with Josh McKay, helping solar business owners sell more, make more, and work less.
And his strengths are predominantly in operations and making sure customer success is high and customer satisfaction is high and that it's a smooth process, the business is running well. He also has some experience in digital marketing and business development, which is cool with other brands. So he brings a little bit extra to the table, which is very exciting, a little bonus. Jerry is based in the Philippines, so he's costing about $1,500 US, which is roughly half the cost that it would, to maybe less than half the cost, maybe a third of the cost if I wanted a highly qualified operations person to run in Australia. So that's going to allow a lot of money for putting into other areas of the business and hiring new people as well. So that's pretty cool. Some of the things that I'm going to be focusing on today is onboarding Jerry. So I need to train him in solar, and I think to do that I'm going to create like the first parts of the solar sales training course, which is like the technical aspects of solar, because he needs to learn that side of things in order to be more efficient, more effective with customers. A little just generic information, not even generic, specific to what we're doing. Okay, what I also did before this video, I did what's called a Kolbe Test. It's a test on how you action things, how you work. There's a lot of tests around cognitive intelligence, and then there's a lot of tests around emotional responses, but this is more about how you apply yourself. And it was super enlightening and also relieving as well, because some of the things that I thought I should be doing in a certain way, going through the test and looking at the results and looking at the positives of my personality traits and how I operate, and leaning into those and realizing that they're a good thing, but maybe also realizing that I can have other people with other personality traits or other action traits that can make up for some of my shortfalls in areas where the business needs, was awesome. And what I'm going to be doing as part of the onboarding process with every new staff is asking that they do a Kolbe test so we can understand how they work and sharing the results of the team that they're going to be working with, and that way we all know how each other works, and that's just, I think, a more cohesive sort of environment, which is, if you haven't done a Kolbe test, I think that honestly the relief that I feel after doing it is totally worth it. It was $55, but I probably would pay $500 for the results and for what it's given me. Some things I'm thinking about. We spoke with Jerry, and he's done a little bit of research into the branding and realized that the name Suncraft has actually shared with a few European companies. And so it might be advantageous to try and find a name that is not already on Google, because that way we're not sort of trying to compete or get our brand's messaging and mixed up. And I think that's a good idea. So we may be looking at other names. I need a contract for Jerry, so I'm going to get a contract organized, an employment contract. I also need to get him onboarded, so training him. We also I need to create the solar sales training course, so I'm going to start doing the parts of that relative to Jerry's role. And I need a website, and I need uniforms so that I can start going and making sales. So the main thing is getting the name so I can get a logo, so that I can get the uniform, so that I can get leads. The website, having a website is not crucial, but it is going to help. It definitely needs to get done. So at least I need the name sorted, the logo sorted, so I can get the uniforms ordered, so then I can buy the leads and then I can actually start selling. When I start selling, I'm probably not going to hire a salesperson for the first batch of leads. I'll do some sales first, and then once I've done the sales, then I'll bring on a salesperson, and then I can create the rest of the sales training course to help me onboard new salespeople. I am also been thinking about the idea that learning commercial solar is really helpful, because it creates this, if you look at any premium brands, like for example Bose or something that does speakers, they have really expensive high-end stuff, and you know that they do that really well. So some of them more, I suppose the price points are more approachable. It's still premium pricing, but you know that they do that premium stuff really well. And so, okay, I can spend this and get this product that from a premium company that's still going to be above what everyone else is doing, because you're anchored to the high thing. Tesla did it when they started as well. They started with a super expensive supercar and then sold a mainstream car, because people knew that they were doing the super expensive car. They were like, oh, well, this car's got to be fucking really good. And so for residential customers to know in the commercial area that we're excelling in the commercial area on large scale systems, doing a system for them at a lower price point, they're going to be like, oh, these guys have it handled because they're craftsmen in the premium industry of commercial. That leads me to the next step. How far do you keep going that up? I think it would be really cool to learn and be part of implementing a solar farm. And so I think if we can get that, and then we even have that as a side thing that we do, if we do solar farms, and for commercial people, they're like, oh, they do solar farms. So that's probably a big chunk of business. And then the residential will just be bread and butter. Oh, they do solar farms and commercial, like we're sorted. That's the thing. So yeah, today specifically, what I really want to get done is I want to prioritize onboarding Jerry. So I need the employment contract and getting him trained up. So making some training videos for him and showing him some, doing some, maybe even screen recording. Might let the screen recordings and the onboarding, the training process of the operations side of things. I might let Jerry create that document and stuff and videos once he's done, once he's trained up. But definitely the name, the logo, and the uniforms, I need to get that onto that as well. So prioritizing onboarding Jerry, and then if I've got still time in the day, name, logos, website, uniforms, that sort of thing, so I can start selling soon. I'll let you know how the day goes.